moving, funny, and intense. What a ride. That's what some are describing a new play coming to the historic Michigan Theater in Jackson. It's called Juice, and today we're going to go behind the curtain with the cast who's joining me right now. We have Elena, we have Tiffany, and Jacob. Welcome into Studio 10.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, we're glad to have you in because we love, obviously, supporting theater here in mid-Michigan, but of course new theater, new play. And you know, you heard those words, moving, funny, intense. Is that how you would kind of describe the show?
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yep.
So can we talk a little bit about what the show is about and how it is moving and intense?
Absolutely. So I play the title role of Juice, who is a woman that for the last 10 years, she's been cultivating a life for herself in New York City in the 70s. Estranged from her family. Her family lives in Ohio, and she ran away when she was very young, and she's been kind of cultivating this life with her and her daughter, and has been really able to establish this good, secure life. And then suddenly her mother, who she hasn't seen in a decade, shows up unannounced and kind of really upends this serene life that she's been able to create for herself. And her friend Patrick is there to help her kind of navigate this new chapter that's just kind of upended her serenity that she's been able to really carefully create and build this life brick by brick. And now suddenly one of those bricks just yanked out, and it's just you'll see secrets are revealed. People show up that are able to kind of give more context as to why they're estranged and everything. So it's very moving, very intense, and funny, definitely funny. It's got a lot of elements. I think it's definitely the kind of theater that should be shown more. You know, it's what theater's all about. It makes you feel all the different emotions.
Yeah, and that's what we kind of need sometimes, like an escape of something that we can learn from. And this is a new play. What's it like to be in a new play? And kind of what's the process of like of taking these words that you see in the script and being able to perform them on stage?
Absolutely. We're very fortunate that Janet is at all of our rehearsals of the playwright for this show, and she's really able to give us insight into how she built these characters and backstory that helps us kind of add some depth to the characters, along with just a very well written play. Like, we can pull a lot from the script already, but she's able to just add that hidden depth in there that I don't think we would get if we just had the script.
I like that.
That's been wonderful.
Yeah, it's good that you can hear directly from the source, but you also have that creative freedom to be and be these characters. You know, you talked a lot about you know, your character kind of dealing with the past and finding these secrets and kind of playing a little bit of what is that game, Jenga, like where you take that that piece out, but you know, you're able to kind of work on it together. So how is the audience? How can they relate, and maybe what message do you hope that they go home with?
Well, I think the main message that the play has is family and the role that can play throughout our lives, really. And I think something that everyone will be able to take away is that everyone has their own specific, deep-rooted relationships with their mom, their dad, their sister, if they have any siblings and things like that, and how they interact in that family unit, and how everyone individually has just as much going on in their own lives as someone else does, and we don't know what someone is going through. And I think people would really be able to empathize with that and take that away home with them, for sure.
No, I love that. And what's really exciting too is you have your preview tomorrow, and you'll have a talk back after the show, and you'll also have another talk back on Sunday. Why is it so important to continue this conversation after you guys close the curtain, and you can kind of talk with each other and the playwright and the audience?
I love talkbacks because I feel like, you know, when you go see a play, or really when you see any kind of media like a movie or anything like that, the best part, one of the best parts, is if you see it with someone going on the way home and like discussing it and talking about how you could relate to the material, talking about how it moved you. And so I love that we're able to do that with the audience afterwards and really have that conversation about the themes of the show, because it is so relatable, even if it is set in like the 70s. You know, I think young people can really relate to, you know, just estrangement in general from family. And, you know, I think nowadays it's more accepted to, you know, cut off contact with family members because they might be toxic or abusive or whatever. And, you know, being able to discuss that in this context is really, really important. And it's just always fun to just have those discussions about the real raw emotions that really theater is just all about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it really provides a unique opportunity as well to inquire about why certain choices were made. And it's an uncomfortable show. Like, it's great, it's funny, it's touching, it really makes you feel for these characters, but there's some stuff that happens where you're like, why would you want to put that and force someone to sit down and go through those motions with you? And I think now it is so important for us to be able to have these conversations on a healthy level and not just mouth off about like, oh, I didn't like this, because we all don't like things, but I think figuring out why we don't like things is another important.
The why is so important.
Yes, and we are so excited that you guys are able to have those conversations and have that why. And of course, you can see this show on Wednesday as a preview, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All the information is right at the bottom of your screen. But as they say in theater, break a leg, but really continue that conversation is how I'm going to say, because that's so important. So thank you guys for everything that you guys do.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, there's more.